So yes, Americans are confusing. Yes, they use weird units. But I think we can band together, Kellan, and agree that the British are worse. Hello and welcome back to Kill A Delibird, and we have a question for you. Did your parents ever sit you down and teach you about the birds and the bats? That's an important lesson, right? That everyone learns, the birds and the bats. Kellan, were you taught about the birds and the bats? Did I get that saying right?
Yeah, I think that's what we call it
Yeah,
typically.
yeah, because like birds and bats both fly and have supersonic abilities and whirlwind.
Yeah, and they fuck hard. So
When the birds and the bats meet, they just go to Pound Town. This is
that's
a
what bat houses
strange
are. Like they're just
euphemism.
orgies
A
for
bat house?
flying animals. Yeah,
It sounds like bathhouse. So we're going
exactly.
somewhere here.
Oh, coincidence? I think not.
Ooh. This opening sucks. No, it's
Yeah,
great.
it's not great.
We should tell the listeners what this is. All right, welcome back to Kill A Delibird, the Pokemon Anime Rewatch podcast. We are deep in Pokemon Johto. We are in the season 4 of the Pokemon anime overall. This is season 2 of the Johto run. I am Graham, the co-host who doesn't know a lot about Pokemon, but has been learning quite a bit along the way. And with me on this Pokemon anime journey, I've got Kellan the Pokemaniac. So how are you doing, Kellan?
I'm just hoping that any new listeners weren't scared off by bat orgy already.
You know, with the current climate of the world, a bat orgy isn't that weird. I recently binge watched season 4 of The Boys, and I'm not going to say anything about it because it's new and that'd be spoilerish, but it does far grosser stuff than anything
Oh,
we have
I
mentioned.
believe.
It is
I haven't
very,
seen it.
very crass and
I've
over
not
the
seen that
top.
show, but I hear it's very that. So.
I like it, but sometimes I'm like, okay, this was just for shock value. This is
Mhm.
ridiculous.
Can I bitch about neighbors for a minute?
Yeah.
So I live in a small building. I live below a couple people who moved in, I think, last year, and oh boy, they're fucking loud, and I don't like them very
Okay,
much.
okay, hold on, hold on. Are they a loud adjective fucking, or are they fucking and loud as the adjective or the
They
adverb?
are they are loud as fuck.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's not loud sex.
Not as far as I'm aware.
Okay, okay.
I mean, it could be. They could be freaky up there
I
with what
had
they're
these
doing, but
neighbors
who
in an
knows?
apartment building who just howled like a pack of coyotes ripping apart a deer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're loud up there, and that's annoying for one. And I'm a kind of a hermited person. I keep to myself, and they're very social up there. They always have people over, and they're always loud, and it's very annoying. But yesterday I put my clothes in the laundry. So for context that will be helpful, right outside my door is the laundry machine, and I got a little peephole on my door. Typically, I will peek through the peephole before I leave the apartment to make sure nobody's out there, so I don't run into people because I'm just that kind of person. Anyway, so I put my laundry in the washing machine. There's a one set for everybody in the building. That's fine. It's only 3 units, so there's not many people. I put it in there and I let it go, and I keep on with what I'm doing inside. I'm on cleaning duty yesterday, and a while goes by, and I've forgotten to go put my laundry in the dryer. And so the person upstairs comes down, and I hear like noises around in the laundry area. So I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to put my laundry in. And typically, then I'll just wait until they go upstairs, and then I'll go put my laundry in the dryer. Right? Be following? This is a simple
Yeah, yeah,
story.
yeah, so
Okay.
far.
But the noises out there aren't stopping. So I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on? So I look through my peephole, and the person from upstairs is just putting my stuff into the dryer. And it's like, okay, well, if you're in a rush, like if laundry is an absolutely necessary thing you got to do at this minute, then sure, I've forgotten about my laundry. That's on me. So fine, whatever. I would prefer for you to just like knock on my door and be like, hey, can you put your stuff in the laundry? Because like, do you want me touching your underwear? I don't think so. That would be a little weird, right?
Right. Yeah, but so
Yeah.
far not too
Yeah.
bad. There's
Yeah.
worse things people do when
Yeah.
laundry's left in there.
And so they put it in the dryer, and it's like, okay, well, I'm still cleaning and stuff. The dryer finishes, it starts doing the little song it does, because we got one of those dryers that sings the whole song, and it's great. As the song's going, I pop out. I'm like, okay, I gotta get my stuff out of the dryer before this person comes back. I don't want to run into them. And so I'm taking my stuff out of the dryer, and this person from upstairs is already coming down, ready to take my stuff out of the dryer immediately.
Oh, boy.
It's like, what the fuck, man? You could have given me like 2 minutes to do this. I'm doing that, and they come downstairs, and it's the awkward exchange of like, "Hi, sorry, I forgot my stuff." He's like, "Sorry, I had to do laundry." As I'm holding my basket of laundry, trying to go back into my apartment, she's like, "Man, I've been here for like a year, and I've only seen you twice." And I'm like, yeah, that's crazy." And I open up my door, and she's like, "Wow, you have a nice apartment. I've never seen inside before." And I'm like, "Yeah, wow, that's
Oh,
crazy."
boy.
Because it's like, I'm holding a basket full of my underwear. I'm not particularly in the mood for a conversation right now.
Yeah.
Like, I
I'm
don't
with
want
you.
to.
That is awkward.
There's a reason you've seen me twice in a year, and it's because I don't talk to people.
Plus, I don't like people commenting about the inside. Like,
Yeah.
that's off limits.
Unless I've invited you in, then you
Correct.
can comment on
Yes.
the inside. But you're just like peeking in my door and like, "Wow, you got a nice place there. I've never seen inside. It's been a year." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't bring people inside my apartment typically. That's not a thing I do, really. Whatever." Anyway, so that was all awkward. And then this morning, I'm laying in bed, doom scrolling on TikTok because that's what I do because I have no life. And smoke alarm starts going off, and it's going off periodically for like 20 fucking minutes because the people upstairs burnt the shit out of something, and it's setting the smoke detector off constantly, and it's so annoying. Oh my god.
Okay, so then what happened?
And then, well, that was that. And then
This is just another piece of evidence.
that
that's
was just
annoying
another
you.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So their laundry has been sitting in the dryer since yesterday. So I guess it wasn't
No
that
way.
fucking urgent.
No way.
Because I've been working on TikTok stuff all day, and I didn't pull anything out of the freezer. So I went out and grabbed something to eat before I watched the episodes tonight. And I get back home. It's about 6:00 p.m. and their shit is still in the dryer. Their laundry
Oh my
basket is
God.
still sitting down here.
Oh
Like,
my god.
It was not that fucking urgent. Why did you feel the need to move my stuff then?
Oof.
Come on. Come on.
Well, I will tell you, it could be worse, but
It
that is
could be.
annoying. Because like I've seen people pull out laundry and like throw it on the floor and
Mhm.
stuff in a shared laundry room. At least it wasn't like actively aggressive, I guess is what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
yeah, low bar.
Yeah. It's annoying. And like a few weeks ago, I had done laundry late. I fucked something up. I had to run another load, and I had to leave for work to work a wedding. And so I just left a note on the dryer. I was like, "Hey, I'm not back until 2 a.m. If you need to use the machine, just take my stuff out." So then, it's not awkward that they took my stuff out. But this time I didn't. It
So you-
had been sitting in the washer for like an hour, and it's like, okay, you could have just like asked me to move it or waited because you clearly didn't need to do it because your stuff's been sitting in there for like 24 hours now. So whatever.
That part is kind of weird. Yeah. So you left a note that said, if you need to, you can just wear my underwear. No foul.
No, my laundry basket was sitting out there. It was if you want to take my shit out, you can.
If you
Don't worry
see
about it.
anything you like, go for it.
I am the only man in this building, so I don't think that would happen.
Still stands. Gender
Yeah.
fluidity.
And also my fashion
Oh
sense
man,
is
Brock
non-existent.
would love your building.
Oh yeah. Anyway.
Not that that's a good sign of anything. Well, neighbors,
Anyway, that's-
yeah.
that's been my last 24
I don't
hours.
have a good segue away from neighbors, but
No.
I feel like I should at least give a quick update about last week. Remember, I said that there was a thing that you would care about, and then a thing that you'd be neutral on, and then a thing that you would not care about. I should at least end that, right? I should fill that in so that it's not like an open wound in the canon of our podcast. So Mario Wonder,
let's do the next
I'm
one.
still chipping away at that. Mario Wonder is like a fucking blast. The neutral thing is I've also started playing Demon Souls, the PS5 remake. Although Mario Wonder has kind of stopped me from playing that. But I think I'll wrap up Wonder soon and then go to that. I'm trying to 100% Wonder as well, because I feel like it's sort of natural with that game. Like it kind of like makes sense too. So Demon Souls is very cool, very hard. I beat the what is it called? The Tower Knight. Very fun, very cool graphics, hard as balls. And then the thing that you wouldn't care about is I saw new movie Deadpool and Wolverine Marvel movie, which was like fucking bonkers. That also is like a kind of a shock value over the top kind of movie. And the plot was kind of so whatever. But fun cameos, lots of crazy cameos from past Fox Marvel movies. Very funny, very gory, and the soundtrack is amazing. Like, this isn't really a spoiler because, like, the soundtrack was listed ahead of time, but it's like 90% love songs, even though the movie's like super gory. So they'll have these like crazy action scenes with all these love songs playing. It's very funny.
Yeah, I don't care about that. That's fine.
I knew it. I knew it.
Ah, there's very few things I care about less than Marvel.
Okay, what are they?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh God!
Ah, got
You care
him.
about Lord of the Rings less? Lord of the Rings is the best. Okay, so can you please catch up the listeners what exactly, for the actual content of the episode, what Pokemon episodes are we covering today, Cal?
We're looking at episode 166, Carrying On, or in Japanese, The Carry-o Poppo of the Poppo Store. And episode 167, Hassle in the Castle, or in Japanese, Zubat's Mansion, A Dangerous Labyrinth.
Zubat's Mansion, exclamation mark. A dangerous labyrinth, double exclamation mark. It's one of those.
Mhm.
I love that single exclamation mark, double exclamation mark title.
Yeah.
There's so many of them, but it's good. Okay, so in the second episode, in Hassle in the Castle, we are introduced to a doctor. We'll see all about this. Dr. Anna, I believe her name is, who uses Pokemon in her clinic, right? So this is a core
Mhm.
thing. And they don't take it that far, though. There's the Zubat that's used for ultrasounds. There is the Mareep that is used for shock therapy. And there's a bandage one. Which one's that, Kellan?
Spinnerack.
And Spinnerack is used to bandage wounds, okay? But I was like, that could go so much farther. So these are the top 10 uses for Pokemon in a medical clinic. Are you ready?
God. Okay, sure.
It is as bad as you're thinking, Kelly.
Here we go.
So number 10, easy one. Well, any fire Pokemon they would have like on the amputation squad to like cauterize wounds, right? Like,
Mhm.
so they
Yeah,
like
sure.
chop off a leg, boom, get the Charmeleon to flamethrower that sucker. Very useful. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
always good to have fire in a pinch, so that's what we have the fire Pokemon on hand
Yeah,
for.
makes sense.
You could probably use some electric Pokemon for that too.
Yeah, probably.
Number 9.
Or both.
Or both at the same time.
Mhm.
This man's crazy. Doctor, I won't work. It's like Dr. House bringing in Pokemon. Okay.
It's lupus.
Oh, yeah, he's an internist. Number 9, ice Pokemon. Again, any kind of ice Pokemon with a beam to freeze warts off and other kinds of cryotherapy, right? That'd be useful.
Yes.
So far, this isn't so bad. This sounds practical.
No, these are practical, yes. Number 8.
Number 8. Well, so Scyther or Sizers are in the surgical wards and are basically giant scalpels, right? Just that Scyther, open you right up.
Nurse, Scyther.
Bring in the Scyther.
No, it's just a Scyther sitting on the little table. And the nurse has to pick up the
little
Scyther.
pan.
Yeah.
So number 7. All right. So we see throughout these episodes, Noctowl using hypnosis, right? And it can like make people imagine they're seeing different things. So I could see Noctowl being on the psych ward for cognitive behavior therapy, right? If you can perceive it, you can believe it, you can achieve it. And Noctowl is just going to imprint you grabbing your goals, right? Are you afraid of spiders? Noctowl is going to help with that. The spiders are now going to be wearing tutus.
Noctowl is an inspirational speaker now.
Yeah, it just appears in the auditorium.
You can do it.
And makes everyone imagine that they're like winning marathons.
Exactly. Believe and achieve. Number 6.
Number 6. All right, so Mr. Mimes are going to be along in ambulances. And what they do is we usually see them using barriers vertically, but they can also make barriers horizontally, and they make amazing stretchers. Just Mr. Mimes carrying in patients.
Mr. Mime can also be a clown in the children's ward that goes around cheering kids up.
Oh yeah, like a Patch Adams.
Yeah, dual purpose.
That would be good.
Yeah. Number 5.
All right, so in orthopedics, sometimes they have to reset bones, right? Pop them back in, set them up for if they're broken and that sort of stuff. And the doctors prefer to have a really hard material on hand. So they keep metapods and kakunas around. They just get super hardened, and the doctors just whack the patients with it. It's a little bit roundabout, but it gets there.
I feel like you could just use a hammer.
Oh, you'll forget all about hammers once you've given something a whack with a really stiff Metapod.
Sure, okay. I'll take your word for that one.
Big
Number
Hammer
5.
doesn't want you to know about this. That was number 5.
Number 4.
Number 4. Okay. Miltank using a rollout to straighten backs. It's the ultimate chiropractor. People just lie down and boom, that Miltank gets a rolling, and then you're just fresh as new. You're new as fresh. Whatever.
New is fresh, yeah. I could use that. That would feel good, I think.
You got back problems?
Yeah, who doesn't?
I know. It's
Backs
such
are horrible.
It's
We're
right?
horribly designed animals, honestly.
We just start decaying so young.
Yeah. Like, look at knees. Knees suck, dude.
Oh yeah, especially like the amount that running takes out on knees. Like, oof, they are not designed for running.
Mm-hmm. Number 3.
All right, so in anesthesia, they keep Butterfrees around. Those Butterfrees get the sleep powder going, and that's how you put people under. Pretty practical.
Oh, that seems relaxing, yeah.
I could see that happening in the Pokemon world.
Oh, yeah. Number 2.
Number 2. All right, so this is kind of funny that you mentioned the Mr. Mime in the children's ward. They actually have Teddy Ursas there to cheer them up because they're like
Aw.
little teddy bears running
Yeah.
around.
Aw, that'd
However,
be cute.
Kellan, what happens sometimes is the Teddy Ursas accidentally evolve, and it's terrifying for the children. Because now you have this Ursa ring just a blasting.
This big fucking grizzly bear.
Just a
Rah, 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 rah.
grizzly bear. Yeah. And they're always in heat. Remember that episode?
Yeah.
The Ursa ring in heat?
Rah,
Just
rah, rah.
blasting lasers.
And number 1.
Number 1. All right. So this is over in labor and delivery. You know, there are often cases where deliveries, a woman's giving birth and things get pretty dicey, right? High risk. So they got to pull in the big guns. They got to use forceps. This is kind of controversial, but in very serious situations, they have to, pull out the baby with some force. Well, the Pokemon world, they don't have forceps. They have Pinsir. And Pinsir has the ultimate grippers. He just gets right in there, closes up, and boom, that baby's hiked out like a football at the 4th of July party.
See, I was thinking you were going to Machamp because it's got 4 hands and can get all 4 corners going.
That'd be good, but never underestimate a Pinsir's pincing. It's like, it probably leaves like a distinct dent, too, so you've got some kids who are like, oh, you're a Pinsir baby, aren't you? Right? It's like known. Pinsir baby, Pinsir baby.
Happy removal day, Pinsir baby.
That's trauma.
That was a very practical list.
Some would say my only practical list.
Yeah, feels unusual, honestly.
Oh. Oh, you're confused because it wasn't more stupid?
Yeah,
like, it was stupid, but like not quite stupid enough. So it's just left you in this awkward, like, uncanny valley of stupid, where it's not like fully committed to stupid, but it's not quite smart.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think you got it. All right, let's jump into our first episode of today, Carrying On, or The Carrier Poppo of the Poppo Store, which is a great name.
And Poppo is just Pidgey, the Japanese name for Pidgey, right?
Poppo is a way better name, though, than Pidgey.
Poppo?
Like, come on.
I like
Poppo?
it.
Oh, it's great.
I just caught a Poppo.
Poppo!
What are the... Okay, so Pidgey, and then we've got, like, Pidgeot, Pidgeotto, those. So is it, like, Poppo-Oppo? Papa.
Pidgey is Poppo. Okay. Pidgeotto is Pigeon.
Aw.
And Pidgeot is Pidgeot.
Oh, I should have been Papa-da-ba-pa-ba. Added more Appa-papas.
So we're on the road to critique. What's that in the sky? It's a bird. It's another bird. But this bird has a mailman hat.
It's a mailman.
And this bird's about to get eaten by the other bird. Oh no.
And in classic joke-telling patterns, the bird in the front is actually your father.
Whoa! So it's a little Pidgey being chased by a Fearow, trying to eat the Pidgey. And the little Pidgey's got a mailman hat on. It's very cute.
Very cute. Like a little satchel on its back, too. Little carry. And this Fearow is massive. Huge motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. So Noctowl comes out. We're going to see a lot of Noctowl today. Yeah. He comes out to save the day. We get the little buggy music, as I like to call it. It's fun. It hypnosises the Fearow to make it think a Charizard is firing at it. And so it flees. Noctowl will save the day.
That's kind of cool. Noctowl is definitely the flavor of the week right now. He's the current hotness, popping up all the time. just using that hypnosis, making people think that he has a massive dong. We've been all over this before. This is your first episode in a while. That might have come out of nowhere. But trust us, Noctowl likes to trick people into thinking he is well hung.
Yep. And so the little Pidgey falls to its death onto a ledge on the cliff.
Aww.
Noctowl goes down to talk to it, but Pidgey's a little scared. And so Noctowl hypnoses it into thinking it's talking to another Pidgey. Aww.
That was also kind of cool. I like that okay, so hypnosis, I mean, they've gone way out, they've jumped the shark with it, right?
Oh, yeah.
In the sense that, like, hypnosis is now this way of imprinting images onto the person, whereas, like, in the games, it just causes you to fall asleep, right?
Yeah.
But given that leap, given that they've made these changes, they're now using hypnosis in some kind of clever ways.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they're using it in different applications. It's kind of neat. So using it to try to comfort the young hurt Pidgey is pretty cool.
Yeah,
good one,
and I like Noctowl in this episode. Like we're seeing a little more personality out of him. You know, he's caring and whatnot.
They're definitely leaning into the intelligence factor, which was like what they kind of let off with. So that's consistent. But we're seeing how he's using its craftiness for good, right?
Yeah,
and being empathetic through its craftiness. So nice. It's like how a Slytherin could still do good, right?
Sure. Yeah. So it takes the Pidgey up. Brock patches it up, and so they notice that it's carrying a little something. So we'll take it with us, and hopefully we'll find its trainer when we get to town.
Yeah, they don't have these things in the wild. This must be a trained Pidgey.
Yeah. So we're in a town. Don't know what this town is, but there's a lot of these Pidgey flying around carrying.
It's got to be Poppo town. Poppopolis.
Poppopolis, yeah.
Poppopolis.
Yeah. And so some kid just kind of runs in and is like, "Did you hurt my Pidgey? I'm going to fuck you up. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kick your shins in." And the gang's like, "Dude, we helped it. Calm down." He's like, "Oh, sorry."
He's like, "Oh, we'll kick your shit ins then. Thanks for saving Ken."
Ken.
The Pidgey's name is Ken.
His job is mail.
Does any of do you ever like name your Pokemon like human names?
Sometimes
I usually get kind of wacky with them. I usually don't go just like George and Fred, but
sometimes I do. It could be funny.
Yeah, do a human name run.
Bill.
Oh, Bill's a classic.
Greg.
Go Gregory. I don't know why that's funny, but it kind of is.
It has to be like the full formal names. Like no shortened names.
No shortened.
William.
Well, I should have used Kenneth then.
Kenneth the Pidgey, yeah. But this is apparently his grandpa's carrier pigeon. These guys have been carrying mail to nearby islands for over 50 years. His grandpa is known as the Pidgey Express Man.
Yeah, this is a super important organization for the community. Now that the internet and airplanes are moving in, though, the industry is under threat, but they have a big fat government bailout, which is keeping this town afloat.
Now, this is Malachi. Hear his name. And man, this is really when I'm starting to get sick and tired of these character introductions, because every time it's like, "Hi, my name is Malachi," and the gang's like, "Hi, I'm Ash. Hi, I'm Misty. Hi, I'm Brock. This is Pikachu and Togepi." And it's like we hear that every goddamn episode.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
They like to be able to reuse stuff.
Yeah. So he wants to be a Pidgey Express Man too. Take after his grandfather. But of course, Team Rocket are spying from the sewers. They want to steal the Pidgey. Jesse's like, "You never know when something wonderful will show up." And so wobbuffet shows up, as he should. And she's like, "I said something wonderful, not blunderful."
I did like that line. Blunderful.
Wobbuffet
Actually, do I like that
strays.
line? I don't know if that's a good joke. But
no.
Not bad.
Okay.
I like seeing Wobbuffet. Good timing on Wobbuffet's part. But they want to catch all these Pidgeys, partly because they like catching things, but they sort of want to like take over the business, I guess.
Yeah, they want to steal the business.
And they want to steal the stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's like scooping in on Amazon drones.
Yeah, they want to steal the mail, which, guys, that is illegal. That is a felony.
So is stealing, Kellan.
Yeah, but I think disrupting the postal service.
You draw the line
much more
at
important.
mail.
Yeah, I can excuse theft and murder, but I draw the line at mail fraud.
Look, Team Rocket, this is too far. Just go hold up a liquor store, okay? Just go back to the basics.
Insurance will pay for the stolen goods. It's fine. Whatever. So James is ready to catch one. Jesse's like, whoa, no, we got to get all of them. And James is like, how are we going to do that? And she's like, I don't know. I came up with one idea. It's your turn.
Yeah, one idea per
good.
Team Rocket
Yeah.
member makes sense. So
Meowth has an idea,
Meowth
though.
has an idea, so that's
Yeah.
where they're going to leave that.
So back to the gang. Malachi's showing them around the Pidgey coop, around the carrier place. Grandpa's showing a bunch of the Pidgey where they need to go. He's like, Wingy, you go here. Flingy, you go here. Dingy, you go here. And Norman, you go here.
I love that.
That's very good.
A Norman, first of all, great name for a Pidgey.
Yep.
Now that we're all in on the human name trade. But also, wasn't this naming sequence of 4 very like, what did the ghosts in
Pac-Man?
called
I was thinking
again?
the same thing.
Inky,
Blinky,
Blinky,
Pinky, and Clyde.
Pinky and Clyde. Yeah, I couldn't remember Pinky. Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. Yeah. That totally felt like that.
That's exactly what I was thinking. The whole time he was like naming them. He's like, Wingy, Flingy, Dingy. I'm like, oh, what's the 4th one? Hit me with the 4th one. Norman. Yes!
Yeah, did
Fuck
Pac-Man
yeah.
like set up this like convention that if you have 4 miscellaneous beings and you're gonna rhyme their names, the 4th one has to be just like a regular name?
Maybe. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse didn't follow that convention, I don't think.
The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So it's Deathy, Famine,
Pestilence.
Pestilency. What the fuck's the 4th one?
Conquest.
Oh, it's war, right?
Yeah. Death,
Yeah.
famine, war, and conquest. Apparently. I thought
No,
pestilence
death,
was one.
famine, pestilence, and war. You were right. I don't believe what you looked up.
That's a painting.
No, but you were right. With the commonly known as pestilence
Yeah.
and war. Worry and Frederick.
The little known 5th horseman.
The little known 5th
Freddy.
horseman. Norman.
Anyway, I'm learning, apparently. I didn't know 4th horseman was a painting.
Was that can't be where that originally came from. I feel like that's like really old.
I think it was from the Book of Revelations.
Oh yeah. It's from Revelations. You're right.
And it lists them as conquest, war, famine, and death.
Oh, okay. I wonder why commonly conquest isn't in there. Oh yeah, it's almost like some different things got mushed together. Because you're right, those 4 are from Revelation, but in the book of Ezekiel, there's sword, famine, wild beasts, and pestilence.
Oh, okay. Pestilence also is from a Marvel comic, apparently.
Oh, so maybe it was more like a comic-y version of the 4 horsemen.
Maybe.
Because
They had death, famine, pestilence, and war.
yeah, and there's also what's like that game series? Darksiders? Because in the first one you play as war. The second one you play as death. The third one you play as
Frederick.
Fury. No, Norman. The third one you play as Fury. So they had their own for that too. I don't know. And then there's a 4th one that has been announced, but they haven't shown anything.
All right, well.
Oh, that's our weird, misinformed 4 horsemen tangent.
Where were we? What are we talking about?
Wingy,
Pidgey
Flingy,
today?
Dingy, and Norman.
Talking about Pidgey? What the
Yeah.
hell?
This was the grandpa, right? Getting the Pidgeys to go to work.
Yeah.
And now the gang runs in with Ken, and the grandpa's happy that they found Ken.
Yeah. So they go inside for refreshments. The gang's asking all about the Pidgey. Like, how do you train him? Blah, blah, blah. Ash is like, there must be some ancient secret. I think he's been too exposed to prophecies lately.
Yeah, there's got to be a prophecy. What kind of prophecy did you follow to have all these Pidgey deliver mail, right? Are you the chosen one?
The world turned to me. Did they turn to Pidgey? I don't think so.
The world turned to Ash and blessed him with the ability to have a functional mail service.
No, the grandpa's just like, nah, there's no secret. I went up in my little mini blimp and I flew him around to show him the route. That's it.
I did kind of like that he was trying to play it off as like, it's nothing impressive. I just ride this mini blimp and it's like fucking wild. It's like a bike blimp thing.
Pedal
I'm
powered.
like, that's actually kind of an interesting piece of technology.
Feels remarkably unsafe.
Oh, yeah.
But okay. So Malachi's gonna go check on the Pidgey. Ken follows. And like, I noted here, Ken's got these bandages around his wings. How the fuck is he flying with these things?
It doesn't matter.
That's Crazy.
You actually fly with your heart, not your wings, if you wanted enough.
It's all in there, you know.
Yeah, didn't
So,
you know that?
then we get a whole thing about grandpa's like, nah, I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna take the business with me to my grave. Malky won't be an express man because the planes and the email are taking over.
Yeah, that bailout money's not going to last forever.
You gotta dedicate your life to something like this. You gotta wait for all the Pidgey when there's a storm. You gotta stay up with the Pidgey when they can't sleep. I missed my son's wedding and my birth of my grandson. You missed your son's wedding for some fucking birds?
That one was crazy.
Jesus. No wonder he's not in this episode. He probably doesn't want to talk to this guy anymore.
Yeah, he's probably alone, man.
Ugh.
But I mean, people sacrifice things. It was a tough world back then, Kellan, in this Pokemon anime. They had to do what they had to do, you know? And that's the way it was. And that's, it is what it is, Kellan. Are there any more rote absolute truthisms I can say?
It do be like that sometimes.
It do be like that.
So Malachi's cleaning around. We meet a couple more Pidgeys. There's Speedy, who's looking good, and Crasher, who needs another day. He's bandaged on the head. I think he had a little concussion. Aw.
No.
But he's so happy. Malachi's so happy with all these Pidgey around. Aw. And so I got a question here. We got a question from Tristan, and I chose this question because of the last two lines that he wrote in the question, or the last two words, that he wrote in the question specifically. He writes, in the Pidgey Express, how do the Pidgey never evolve? You would think having dozens of them, some would evolve from time to time. Wouldn't it be more efficient to have at least a few Pidgeotto or a Pidgeot, which can fly at Mach 2, which is 1,534 miles per hour, and here's the kicker, or 2,468 kilometers per hour for you damn Canadians, he says. Excuse you, sir!
No, you know why he's saying it that way? It's because Nolan had to go and make a big deal out of Americans not knowing what centimeters were on our live stream. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was like, for you Americans, I'll say it in inches. And Tristan lost his mind because, like, come on, that was ridiculous, Nolan. So you know what? We'll take it. I think we deserve a couple damn Canadians. We are too high up on our horses.
Miles make no goddamn sense.
But our horses are way too high, Kellan. We gotta knock these horses down.
Yeah, and we're measuring these horses by their withers, which is also stupid.
That's gotta be British, though. Don't even come on. The Americans may be whack, but the British are fucked up. Okay, they've got stones, they've got fathoms, they've got
stone?
Whatever this and whatever that, and they call pudding everything except for pudding, which they call custard. What the fuck is that? They're like, here's some pudding, it's sausage. Here's some pudding, it's bread. Like, what the fuck?
Your pudding makes no sense and it scares me.
So yes, Americans are confusing. Yes, they use weird units. But I think we can band together, Kellan, and agree that the British are worse. And that's what we bond over, okay?
But no, Miles are fucking stupid. I'm going to cry that till the day I die. Kilometers make way more sense.
So what was the question? Why don't any of them evolve?
Yeah, you would think a Pidgeotto or a Pidgeot, which can fly at Mach 2, would be far more efficient.
What is the stone again that keeps them from evolving?
The Everstone.
Okay, so their male things are actually made out of Everstone.
It's a conspiracy.
Well, it's intentional. They keep them from evolving, and that's because they're trained young, right? And sometimes we see personality changes when they evolve, and they usually need more one-on-one mentorship, someone with badges to control the stronger Pokemon. Mm-hmm. So it's actually intentional. The grandpa keeps them all from evolving because that way they're more obedient. They have the roots in mind. He doesn't have the risk of personality changes, and they listen to him.
But I feel like you're missing out on a lot of business by only having Pidgey, because, like, if I order a vacuum, I don't think a Pidgey's going to be able to carry that to me. A Pidgey,
yeah, that is true. How does he manage larger pushes?
He's got a one-letter limit, apparently.
Yeah, really.
Poor business model, honestly.
Wait, so okay, but why wouldn't they be evolving then? It's a good question, right?
They don't want to. I mean, we've seen that, like, a Pokemon can refuse evolution if they want to. So he has
somehow recruited an army of Pidgeys that don't want to evolve?
I guess so.
You guess so?
I guess.
That's not a firm theory, Kellan. See, I at least put some effort into it with the Everstone thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe you're right with the Everstone. It could be. It could be
Yeah,
lined with Everstones.
I'm leaning that way.
Yeah.
I think there's Everstone in Ken's hat. I think he rubs them down with Everstone oil. I think that Everstone is just all over these suckers.
That's good answer. Good answer, people.
Good answer.
Good answer. Let's see Everstone.
Number 3 and number 2 is penis. Oh my God, Steve Harvey, he said penis.
Name an organ that one sex has that another doesn't. Penis. You can't say that. It's a family show. I can't believe
you said penis. My eyes are popping out of my head. I'm Steve Harvey. I actually think he was a good Family Feud host. But anyways.
Anyway, yeah, Grandpa's talking to Joy on a nearby island. Apparently, the Pidgey had left like 3 hours ago, but they have not arrived. And so
this Joy has a lot of hurt Pokemon and no Pidgeys with the medicine she needs.
Something's wrong. Those Pidgeys should have been there a long time ago. So go up to the top. Can't see him with the binoculars. And so Malarkey is like, I'm going to go out on the blimp. I'm going to go find all the Pidgey. Ash just volunteers himself. He's like, got room for 3 more? And I don't know if that balloon can handle that much weight, honestly. It's meant for carrying a bunch of birds.
Yeah,
not humans.
They push their way into that fast. And this whole exchange is kind of weird because you wouldn't think this is the first time this sort of thing has happened before. Mm-hmm. How does the grandpa generally mitigate this stuff? So there's a bit of a fight going on where now the grandpa's like, you're not ready. Like, don't do it. It's too dangerous. Like, I don't know why the grandpa's not taking the lead on finding these things. It's all Malachi and Ash, apparently, who need to save the day. And they just leave anyways, even though Grandpa's screaming at them. They're flying away, and Ash is like, don't worry, it'll be fine. Misty scolds Ash about his overconfidence. He's like, one of these days, that giant ego of yours is going to drag us to the bottom of the ocean, and all the water Pokemon in the world won't save us.
Yeah, but Grandpa tries to, take over. He's like, Malarkey, no, you can't do that. That's too dangerous. I'll go. And Malarkey's like, no, you can't. Someone has to stay here and wait to see if the Pidgey come back. And it's like, Malarkey, in the situation where Grandpa goes on the blimp,
that could have been you.
Stay behind.
Yeah.
This isn't. That's not mutually exclusive.
Job.
Yeah. So he goes. Ash has his one Pokemon search party in Noctowl.
Yeah.
So they're gonna follow Noctowl. Meanwhile, we see Team Rocket. They got a big old bag of Pidgey.
Kitchen Pidgey with no muss and no fuss. What is muss?
They see another Pidgey on the horizon. They vacuum him up. We got vacuums back, baby. Hell yeah. Classic.
Quit gabbing and keep grabbing. They're also wanting to keep what the feathered friends were carrying, James says.
That's illegal. It's a felony. Mail fraud is a serious crime.
Just sell drugs like a normal criminal.
But there's the twerps. Oh no. Oh god. Yeah. They can't see the balloon. If they see the balloon, there'll be trouble. Then we better disappear on the double. And so Meowth has this cloud maker that covers the balloon in smoke.
So was this Meowth's genius plan, do you think? Or was he referring to the vacuum?
I think it was the vacuum.
Okay.
I would assume.
Okay. I couldn't really tell. They never really tied that thread up. Maybe it's 2 in 1, yeah. I mean, this is the new thing. So he's got this smoke device. They become a cloud. And right away, you're kind of like, man, that thing sticks out. Like, that's not going to work. But Brock is like, I don't see anything. He makes a show of it. I'm looking around. I don't see anything. There's nothing there.
There's clouds. All I see is clouds. Meanwhile, it's like that screenshot of the main character in the anime in the classroom amongst all the regular people. Except it's the weird cloud in amongst the regular clouds. And it's so obvious. Which one's
totally.
The cloud out.
The cloud basically has the Yu-Gi-Oh haircut.
Yeah.
Where it's giant and spiked.
But they can't breathe inside, we see. They're coughing. But Ken and Noctowl notice this cloud seems a little odd. So they go over there, they whirlwind away. Oh no, it's the Team Rocket balloon. Oh god. Prepare for trouble by backing off. I'd like to get rid of this hacking cough.
Ooh, that's good.
That's good. And they do the rest of the motto while coughing.
I liked that. Yeah, doing the motto while coughing. This was Meowth's Nimble Nimbus Instant Cloud Coverage Machine. I liked that. Cumulus effect.
Jesse says, it may be cloudy, but our motto always shines through. Wobbuffet comes out. Wobbuffet agreeing. She's like, yes, that's right, Wobbuffet. Wait a second. Who asked you for your opinion? You're never right. Oh,
Oh,
Wobbuffet, no, not again.
you're right in our hearts, Wob.
And then Wobbuffet just gives it like a solemn Wobbuffet.
Wob.
So they're gonna fight. Go Arbok. And we pan out. Oh, nope, there's no ground here. Arbok's gonna fall to his death.
Arbok does that wily coyote thing,
Yeah.
right? Where the coyote would like follow Roadrunner off a cliff and then like stand there for a second and then look down.
And then
be like,
eyes go
I
big.
guess I should be falling. Like that's what Arbok did. It was great. But Jessie grabs it by the tail. So that she's now turned Arbok into like a sort of stationary cannon where she's like holding him off the side of the balloon. Yeah, like a turret. Yeah, exactly. Like a mounted gun. And now it's firing the poison stings at the twerp while she's holding it.
But Noctowl goes for the hypnosis, and we see them starting to drift away, and they're poison stinging in the wrong direction because he made an illusion of the gang on the other side.
And Team Rocket thinks that they're fucking the twerps up for a moment.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, hit him harder. We're hitting him so good. Oh my God. Our aim is amazing.
So, but Ken and Noctowl, now's the chance. So they go, they rip some holes in the bag. Pidgey are free. Excellent. But Team Rocket, the hypnotizeness of Team Rocket, words are hard.
The hypnosis.
Wears off. Yeah.
The hypnotization.
Yes. And the Pidgey are pissed.
Whole bunch of angry Pidgey on you.
They start to zoom away on the balloon. Pikachu thunderbolts, and then the Noctowl and the Pidgey all swoop in and peck at the balloon to pop a bunch of holes in it. They go blasting off again.
Yeah.
And then my favorite part of the episode, Ken goes back to Malikey, and Malikey's like, "Great job, Ken. You really earned your wings." And everyone, including the Pidgey, start laughing. They're like, ha ha ha, good one.
I actually liked that also, because it was like that weird 80s sitcom effect,
Freeze frame.
Like, exactly. Some of those early 90s cartoons, like Chippendale Rescue Rangers, where like they would make a pun and everyone would laugh at the camera, and you're like, what is going on? What kind of social exchange am I observing?
Who are these fucking chipmunks? So,
yeah. Now, why are they making puns? And why are all the mice laughing? Like, what the fuck?
Am I on drugs? I'm not sure anymore.
What even are drugs?
What is life? I can hear colors. Oh, God.
These are the places that Graham and Kellan go to when characters laugh at puns in a show.
Makes us existential and wonder about
so
the meaning of life. Yeah. Well, everyone laughs. It was a great joke. And then at sunset,
baby.
Oh boy, Joy's got the medicine. Fantastic. They head out. Brock's wailing goodbye. Real quick horny moment.
Yeah,
goodbye,
just gotta
Joy.
Sneak in a quick horniness.
Yeah.
There are too many birds in this episode. Okay, finally.
Not enough birds, am I right?
Yeah, exactly. Sexism. High five.
Speaking of birds, I was watching old Kitchen Nightmares a while ago.
Okay.
And there was an episode of the British series where Gordon was trying to inspire a couple of young male chefs, and the voiceover is like, to inspire male chefs, I brought them in a couple birds to play with, and as the camera's looking at like a couple young women, and then we hard cut to the young chefs holding chickens, and I was like, oh, that's brilliant. Oh my God.
Okay, Britain, we'll give you that.
The way things weird, but I'll give you that one.
I'll give you that one.
Anyway, so the Pokemon are getting well again. We hear from Joy calling Grandpa. Grandpa just seems proud of his grandson. Very, very humble, wholesome, heartwarming moment. Malikey outside thinks Ken is ready to be a fully fledged member of the Pidgey Delivery Corps. Excellent. And it seems Grandpa's had a change of heart. That when he retires, someone's going to have to take over the business. Maybe it'll be Malikey, but he's got to be a little more professional. This is a child, sir.
Yeah, but he's basically, like, really changed his tune fast.
Yeah.
He's like, I said that this business is failing and I was going to shut it down. I didn't want you to have the life I had, but you saved that bird, so you go for it.
He's going to cash out and put the debt on his grandson. I think that's what's going on here.
Yeah. Take over the failing business. Yeah, like, and that was kind of the weird thing about the theme of this episode, and even how they try wrapping it out. Is like, did you feel like the episode was sort of like lamenting the fall of the small business, even when it doesn't necessarily serve a role anymore?
Yeah, because okay, well, let's finish the episode, and then there's like one thing at the end. Because Brock says Malky will carry on the family tradition. And then there's another sunset. Oh my god! And they're saying goodbye. And as we pan out, the narrator says, "God damn you, FedEx!" And that's the episode.
Yeah, I remember that part.
Yeah. UPS can suck it.
Oh, don't even get them started on the internet. Outlook, more like
Introspection. Oh. Anyway, that's the episode.
I've had a long day. Anyways.
Yeah. Book it.
Yeah. Literary Hour, The Godfather. Okay. It was based on a book. I'm pretty sure, anyways. I know everyone's much more used to or more familiar with the movies, but anyways, Don Corleone, right? I think is his name, the mob boss, played by Marlon Brando. This is a bit of a subversion of the trope that we're seeing here. The trope, tvtropes.com calls follow in my footsteps. There's this common trope of like parents, grandfathers, whatever, wanting their children to sort of take on what they do, or that at least being like a plot point, right? That they're going to carry on the business. In The Godfather, Don Corleone, he actually wishes that his son's going to take over the business, but in an entirely different direction. He has hopes that eventually their family will be legitimate or like brought into politics or something like that. But of course, things don't quite go that way. Being a mob boss is tough, Kellan, let me tell you.
Really? I had no idea. I thought it was an easy job.
Dangerous, very dangerous.
Yeah.
They know all about the birds and the bats.
Don't we all? Unfortunately.
Yeah, don't we all?
I was right.
Yeah, all right. So now this is the four-pour portion of the podcast for the first episode. The four-pour, the plastic ping pong pitcher of objective rankings. This is where we pull two categories at random from the pitcher and rank the episode based on those categories. Kellan, what are we up with first?
First category will be the animation.
It's okay.
It's your typical episode.
It's a typical. Yeah, it's not a banger or anything.
No.
It's not bad, though.
There's the totally inconspicuous cloud.
Yeah, I mean, it's a filler episode.
Yeah.
It felt like that budget-wise, but sometimes it feels like they spend a lot on filler. Sometimes you're like, wow, they really animated like that broom Delia was waving around really well. But I didn't really notice anything like that in this one. You know, the birds were pretty static. I don't know.
And yeah, there's nothing that's like, oh, this looked really low budget and really bad.
Right. There wasn't like an overuse. It wasn't like 20 minutes of Bulbasaur PNG Razor Leaf or anything like
I mean,
that.
we got like Noctowl's Sparklies and all of Noctowl's illusions. Like, I would count those.
Noctowl looks good, yeah.
Arbok's expressiveness, that's always nice.
That was good. That was a fun touch.
So it's, I don't know. It's not high, but it's like a 5.8.
5.8 is reasonable. I'll go 4.9. I'm just knocked off of average, right in the middle.
So that's a 5.35 for animation. Second will be the character of the day. So that would be Malky and Grandpa.
And Ken.
And Ken, of course.
Do we get to talk about all three of them?
I guess so.
Okay, so I do.
Malky is like whatever.
Well, I was yeah, he is kind of whatever, but I like him as a foil, I guess, with the grandpa, or the grandpa's a foil to him. It is about the dynamic of Ken, Malky, and Grandpa, right? Those are the three heroes of our hearts, mostly Ken. Ken has that bitchin' hat.
Yes, he does.
I'm gonna give him points for the hat.
Yep. Like, you know what other Ken had a great hat that you mentioned on this podcast? Ken Watanabe, Detective Pikachu. Episode 1.
Wow, that was way back. Don't listen to that episode. We were so rusty.
That was rough, man.
That was rough first episodes. Yeah, Ken Watanabe, he can wear a hat.
Bitchin' hat.
When you said whenever Ken wears a hat, I'm like, when did Ken from Street Fighter wear a hat? I'm like looking through all my Like, which skin was he wearing a hat in? Oh, I guess he's got a helmet in that Monster Hunter skin they made on Street Fighter V, but Kelly wouldn't know about that.
No, I would not. Anyway, character of the day, Maliki is whatever. Grandpa is like, eh. But Ken,
Ken.
man.
If
And
it
he
was
bumps it
just
up
the
a
two
bit.
humans, are we allowed to include Ken in this?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Because if it's just the two humans, not very memorable.
No,
Like
no.
I don't know. They weren't
Like,
they weren't particularly strong characters of the week.
no.
They weren't insufferable in any way, though.
No,
Like
but
they
also,
weren't
like,
just likable. But
I was
I don't
so
know.
neutral towards them.
Yeah,
Like,
very neutral. Exactly.
I didn't love them. I didn't love to hate them. I was just like, okay, this is an episode. I like the Pidgey more.
And the worst thing you can say about a piece of entertainment, really,
Is I didn't feel
is
anything.
that they're forgettable. Yeah, is
Yeah.
that you didn't feel anything.
So 3.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
Now, if it were Ken, it'd be like 20. You know,
If it was
That's a
Ken's
3.
hat.
yeah, that's a 3. Overall, 4.175. Our lowest rated episode of the season so far. Oh no.
I didn't mind this episode, but
It was a
if
fine
I was
episode.
ranking episodes, like if I had to put them in order of the ones we've seen, it would be low down. Like it is
Yeah.
just filler. It doesn't connect back to the lore or like the games in any interesting way. And it wasn't like a fucking freak show of an episode like Airtime. So
No.
yeah.
Well, let's move on to something that's not actually filler. It's episode 167, Hassle in the Castle.
Wait, are you baiting me? Is this not filler?
Not technically. There is a thing that happens.
Oh, like in the sense that there's a plot, that there's like an event. Okay.
There is a
okay.
progression of some kind.
You're
yes.
right. You're right in that sense.
So.
Yes. It is like not a game canon episode, though.
No. But it's
yeah, no, good point.
there's a
Something will
big
happen.
event.
Something
Big
will
event.
happen.
Yes. So we're still going to Ekritique. Crazy how that works.
I liked this episode a little bit better, to be honest. I like this one.
Yeah, probably. But there's a storm. Uh-oh. We haven't seen a storm in a while, I feel. Like
It was a
proper
bright
storm.
day, no clouds to see. Except, nope, that was a bait. There's a huge storm.
They need shelter. Pikachu spots an ominous castle on the cliff with the lightning and everything. That was great.
Yeah.
So there's they go there like, hi, is anybody home?
It's basically the beginning of a Scooby-Doo episode, right?
Yeah.
Where the mystery machine has a flat tire. They're like, can you help us out? Humans haven't been here for 50 years.
This is actually the start of Rocky Horror, I think.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly.
They're at the door. There's a great little Zubat knocker on the door. I like that.
Oh, I got that down too. That was a very nice touch.
Yeah, no one answers. Pikachu just kind of leans on the door in exhaustion and it creaks open. And Brock with the great detective moment. The door's open.
Yeah, I got a semi-detective moment from him earlier already in this episode too, where when like it's storming, he goes, "This is bad." Yeah, it's not great.
Brock, I think, has no brain to mouth filter. Everything he thinks just comes right out.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
bad. It's open. I love you.
That is
That
so
kind of stuff.
true. I'm gonna lick this tree.
Yeah. This rock. It's not a tree. Pretending to be a tree.
Yeah, I know.
Come on. So they go in and they hear someone screaming from down the hallway.
I was like, they're hearing James scream. It's not James, but like, didn't that sound like James screaming?
I didn't think
guessing
so.
it was. Oh, okay, maybe that was just me. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that sounds like James.
Well, maybe. They hear a scream and they got to go save this guy from this torture chamber. So they bust down the door and this dude's just getting a massage from a Machoke.
I know it builds it up like, oh, it's gonna
Yeah.
be like an Iron Maiden, and they're lengthening their limbs. You know, the old limb stretcher, and they've got spiders crawling on people. But I don't know, it's actually a nice place.
And then one person's in the corner watching Jack and Jill from Adam Sandler. The ultimate torture.
The ultimate torture. They've got those like metal things holding their
Yeah.
eyes open so
No,
that they
no.
have to take in every shitty joke.
Al Pacino, what are you doing to your career?
Oh, that's funny, Kellan. That was a good one.
Oh, thank you.
Did you have to be like, oh, what's a shitty movie Graham will know? And I know.
That was the first one I thought of.
Okay. You're at like Battlefield Earth with John Travolta.
No idea what that
Do you know
is.
what that is? Oh, that's like commonly thought of as the worst movie ever made.
Really?
Yeah, Battlefield Earth. It's also like got something to do with Scientology. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah, nice. Based on the 1982 novel of the same name by Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I'd never heard of that. All right.
There's a reason.
Mm.
It's definitely at least John Travolta's worst movie, but it's often thought of as like the worst movie. So yeah,
I
anyway.
believe it. So, yeah, this dude's getting a massage by Machoke, and then there's this pink hair woman who's like, "Oh, do you have an appointment?" And Brock's like, "Hi, I love you. Be my mommy."
Oh, milk, please. Yeah, Brock hits on her so fast. I was like, oh,
My
God.
name's Brock, but you may prefer to call me by an affectionate nickname that matches my most endearing personality trait. If you like strength, call me Rocco Brocco. Romantic, try Lover. Or Brocky. Anything. You can call me by any name that fits me. What would you like to call me? Misty's like, why don't you try Insane?
Burn. I
Got
like
him.
that. I like that. But that doesn't phase him at all. He's back on it. He's like, examine my heart, cure my loneliness, treat me with love.
So this is Dr. Anna.
Yeah.
And she's a doctor.
Good character of the week, actually.
Yeah, I like her.
Yeah, because she's bringing something new to the table. I mean, not that the Pidgeys weren't, but like, come on. Okay, whatever. Carrier Pidgey. That's fine.
We've also
A
seen
little-
more doctors.
A little eclectic. But this idea of like Pokemon science, basically, Pokemon
Yeah.
medical devices is kind of fun. So she's explaining how she uses Zubats to scan. They're like ultrasound machines.
That's cool, dude.
That is cool.
That's cool. Yeah, they go see that. It's an ultrasound, blah, blah, blah. They use all kinds of stuff. Machokes are the chiropractor. Spinarak make great casts. Mareep does the electrotherapy stuff. Blah, 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 blah. And they're like, why don't you do this in a hospital? And she's like, I had a patient that lived here, and they left, so they gave me the castle to use as my practice. And I thought that was a really weird way to like force this plot into a castle of all places.
Yeah, that is weird. I almost thought maybe like in the Japanese they had another explanation.
Nope.
So yeah, that was a little bit strange because I don't know. I'm not sure if I can see that happening in the real world, but maybe she just really liked castles too. I mean, she got a
Maybe.
free castle.
Yeah,
You know
can't
what?
argue with a free
That's kind
castle.
of sick. Yeah.
Yeah. But Brock's like, no, don't leave me. Ah. He also has a Zubat, and that's crazy. It's incredible.
He's
like,
like,
"They're
we're
a
destined
perfect
to be
team."
together. We both have Zubats. The Zubats actually get along though. I believe Anna's Zubat is named Mimi, right?
Mimi, yeah.
Mimi. Mimi and you. They seem to be getting along. And Brock's going to join Anna on her rounds. Ash is just hungry.
Yeah. So Team Rocket, we see, they're sneaking around. They could have gone through the front door. Jesse's like, no, villains sneak in the back. And it's like, it just seems like they're looking for shelter too, but they're bad guys, so they have to break in.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what happened, right? And they're like, that looks like a place that Team Rocket should be sneaking in.
Yep. But there's this weird sound. This
Ooh.
sound's going, wow.
Oh, and there's a shadow and there's a
scary
growl.
monster.
What's the monster? What's
It's
the monster,
Wobbuffet.
Kellen?
It's just Wobbuffet.
Oh, just wobbuffet. Yeah, that
I
was kind
love
of extra. I mean, a forced joke, but you know what? I kind of laughed because
I love Wobbuffet.
because Wobbuffet's timing was funny.
He's so good. Oh my god. Meowth smells something though. There's a feast in the
Is
kitchen.
it food?
It is food in the kitchen of all places. It's crazy. Wobbuffet's just like pacing around in the background,
Yeah, that's
just
kinda
walking
cool.
around. Wobbuffet. Jesse's just had enough. She's losing her patience with him.
She is not happy.
And oh, there's the Torps and the other nurse who I believe is named Kaiko.
yeah.
I
Keiko.
don't know if we ever
yeah.
hear her name in the episode.
I don't think so. The Bulbapedia has her name Keiko.
Yeah.
Yeah, Meowth just scarfing down croissants is what it looks like, which is like, good choice.
Yeah.
Croissants kind of slap.
Mood. Croissant sandwich. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, croissants and
Hits the
ham
spot.
and cheese. Ooh.
So then we go back to Brock and Anna. And she's like, I didn't know you were a Pokemon breeder. He's like, I was, but now that I've met you, I'm going to go into human medicine with Pokemon. And Team Rocket run by. And she's
Do you
like,
have
"What
an
are you doing?"
appointment?
We have no appointment, but we've been having some trouble. So prescribe us some ointment on the double. And here comes one of the best jokes we've ever had
This
in
is
this
one
show.
of the best chants, yeah.
To protect us from all that chafing and itching. It might finally stop all of Jesse's complaining.
Nice. Oh wait. So her core problem, her core guiding problem is she just doesn't have a good pair of underwear.
Are you not catching the joke there?
What? That she's got an issue downstairs.
No. Jesse says to protect us all from chafing and itching, it might finally stop all of Jesse's complaining. He censored bitching.
Oh, I did miss that. Oh, holy cow. That's crazy,
I
actually.
know, it's awesome.
That's crazy. I called out last week how he said shell of a fight, like censoring hell. This is crazier.
You know that's what it went for because he kind of like stumbles over the word. He's like, it might finally stop all of Jesse's complaining.
Oh, I didn't catch it at all. It's brilliant, Kellan.
Incredible. To eradicate the evils of athlete's feet, maybe I can get rid of my prickly heat. Jesse James, Team Rocket's been scratching at the speed of light, so give us some salve or we'll never sleep tonight. Meow, that's right. Yeah, it's a very good motto.
If we draw Team Rocket motto, it's a 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we've got a potential 10 on the table.
For the give us some salve,
Low
I think
odds,
is hilarious.
That'd be great. I mean, it's perfect. The whole thing is brand new for the episode. It's on theme. And the bitching joke, I mean, I didn't catch it, but now that you explained it to poor little old me,
it is a bitching joke.
That is a bitching joke, yeah.
Yeah. So Ash and Misty are chasing him down. They're like, that food doesn't belong to you, give it back. And they're like, don't you know possession is 9/10 of the law? Which is that true? I don't know much about the law. So.
No.
No. Oh, damn.
There's a phrase about possession is
finders, keepers, losers, sweepers.
No.
Oh.
Okay, so this is an expression. This is an expression, and it means that ownership is easier to maintain if one has possession of something or difficult to enforce if one not. So that is a phrase. Possession is 9/10 of the law. It's an expression. It's not not as literal. Credited, derived from the Scottish expression, possession is 11 points in the law, but they say there are but 12. I don't know. This is from Wikipedia. The principle is an oversimplification in the context of property law. It can be restated as, in a property dispute, whether real or personal, in the absence of clear and compelling testimony and documentation to the contrary, the person in actual custodial possession of the property is presumed to be the rightful owner.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it's an expression, and it is a known common. So.
Well, James does clarify that at least in food court, that is the case.
That was more the setup. Sorry for going down the Wikipedia wormhole. Food court's a good joke. Do you get it, Kellan? Because it's a food court?
Yeah, I did.
Like at a mall?
That's why I brought it up.
Okay, good.
So, Pikachu is going to hit him, but they run away past the velvet ropes, and Anna's like, no, don't go that way. And she chases them, and Brock's like, no, don't go that way. And he chases them, and they all fall down a big trapdoor.
Which makes the whole explanation of Anna just getting this from a patron who had left a little bit even more mysterious. We've got a Better Call Saul situation on here where this episode is hiding a whole rich backstory, Kellan, that we never get privy to. Who the fuck owned this? Like, was it like Dracula or some shit? Like, what the hell's going on here?
Her previous patient was Dracula.
That's why she's got bats.
Blah, 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 blah.
It kind of feels like they were going in that direction, but they didn't commit, right? It's like bat themed and there's traps everywhere. I don't know.
It's like castle in a storm. Yeah. But Team Rocket are upset. They have a patent on pitfalls and they're going to sue.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Turn the lights on. Thankfully, there's a light down here. That's great. They're going to have to just find a different way out because the trapdoor got sealed up. Team Rocket are like, fuck that. We're just going to leave. Arrivederci, says Meowth.
Which is funny. Banana again says don't. And what Team Rocket should have been learning very quickly here is when Anna says don't, you stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because there are all kinds of issues here. And a surprise wall pops up that they smack into.
Apparently it's a maze down here. Anna's going to use Mimi's supersonic to find the walls because her laptop can download supersonic scans.
Yeah, it's like she's got like this adapter. She's got like Zubat to USB. Yeah. Don't even get me started on the dongles you need for MacBooks for these things.
Where the fuck do you plug that part into? So Brock's also going to have his Zubat supersonic to fill out the map. And the computer says, all right, let's go to the right. And we go back above, and Kaiko is looking at the map with Ash and Misty. She says there's an exit over here, one exit in the middle of the woods. And they go back down below. A lot of cutting around.
We get super cuts right through this part. Down below, Anna's saying about how both routes are dangerous. Where do we go? Yada, yada. back up. We got Ash and Misty at the exit, digging out a hole. Back downstairs, Team Rocket are bored. They're resting. They're lying around. Anna's still analyzing the exits, and that's when Jessie just gets impatient. Well, Jessie and Wobbuffet get impatient.
Yeah.
They're like, this is fucked. I'm so bored. They're like bonding that they're both the ones that, want to get stuff done. So they just run at one of the roots and boom, almost get crushed.
Yeah.
Because the wall comes up from the floor and almost smacks them against the top. Almost smashes Jessie. But apparently this is what makes the other route safe. Like Anna, without skipping a beat, is like, oh, now the other route's safe.
Yeah. But yeah, Jessie's like, I'm out of here. She who dares wins. Who has the balls to follow me into the unknown? And Wobbuffet's like, me! I do! And Jessie's
we always
like,
knew
what?
Wobbuffet had the biggest balls.
Wobbuffet? She's really appreciating Wobbuffet in this moment. She's like, all right, let's go. And yeah, almost dies. And then that makes the other route safe. And then we go back above. They're starting to dig through the boulder. Togepi is chasing Pineco around, which was cute. And they go back down below. And there's like, it's an empty hallway, but apparently they're detecting an obstacle here. And Jessie, again, is like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, she didn't learn anything.
With Wobbuffet. No, she did learn something, because
yeah, you're right.
They're going forward. They're running forward, and then she pushes Wobbuffet forward. And everything looks clear.
She's going to test it out, and okay, there's nothing there. Wobbuffet didn't seem to trigger anything. Wobbuffet was pushed kind of through the air, though.
Yeah, and she runs forward. Oh, pressure plate, and the walls crush her.
I see. They're triggered by floor panels.
And we go back above. They find something, a gray chunk of corner. And then we go back down below. And the Zubat seem to have found a way out. And now we get a whole fantasy sequence from Brock, who's like, now she'll see how perfect we are, just like the Zubat. And then in his fantasy, they get married. And the Zubat get married, and they're in a little tux and dress.
The Zubats have little
very cute
tux and dress. That was so cute. So they get married. And then that causes Anna and Brock to get married. Oh, and they have this big, like, amazing wedding, and it's so amazing. And then, like, it cuts back to real life, and Brock's just standing there fantasizing, and everybody's like walked past him.
Now, you missed the best part though, because Ash and Misty are there in the fantasy, and they're like, "We'll see you at the reception." And Brock's like, "Oh, we're not going to the reception. We're going straight to the honeymoon."
Yeah, I skipped that on purpose. I was like, okay, come on. You think Brock waits for marriage? He's like, I'm finally gonna get lucky.
I think if the person he is with would wait till marriage, I think he would.
That's
true. He would do anything for
he would do anything for love.
Yeah,
but I won't
he won't do
that.
Did we ever figure out what that is?
It's got to be pegging. That's what I've always assumed it is.
I think so. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, I liked that Pepsi commercial they used it in back in the day. Do you remember this?
No,
I think it was either Pepsi or Dr. Pepper. So they used it in this big commercial where it was like, "Oh, I would do anything for love," and it showed the couple doing all of this fun stuff. They're getting along so well, and then she reaches for a sip of his Pepsi, and that's when I won't do that breaks in.
Oh,
and
that
he,
sounds familiar.
Flips out and leaves, and it's all dramatic. That was funny.
So, but yeah, in reality, everyone else has moved forward. Jessie is ready to steal the Zubat. They found the exit, and so outside again, they're trying to push on the door. Back inside, Team Rocket bag the Zubat. They start running. Brock finally snaps out of it, and Team Rocket runs straight into a door.
Yeah, classic.
And then outside, they're pushing, but the door won't budge. So Pineco has an idea. He blows up.
And what's funny, though, is like he's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Like a second later, Pineco's just like, he's not even like hurt. Usually after they blow up, they're like darker, right? To show that they have like soot on them and their eyes are all funky, but he's just perfectly fine.
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah. That's what he's built for.
Exploded.
He was born for that. He was bred for that. Yeah.
Yeah, but so are Voltorbs, and they have a refractory period.
Maybe Pineco doesn't. Maybe Pineco just gets to blow his load over and over again.
Pinecone is the elusive multiple male orgasm of Pokemon.
I don't
Put
like
that on a t-shirt and sell it.
I don't think we can use the word Pineco on merch, unfortunately.
You think Game Freak would have a problem with Pineco and male orgasm on the same piece of clothing?
Trademark and copyright are a bitch, man.
All right, so what's next?
It's just how it works.
Pineco
Pineco blows up. But inside, the Zubat escape. The door's open. We're all reunited. Someone's like, wait, wasn't Team Rocket in there? And then, Rope comes in.
Boom.
Captures Pikachu. Oh, no. And then Ash is like...
Wobbuffet screams, I think.
Yeah, Ash is like, give me back my Pikachu. And Wobbuffet just like in their face, just like, wah! They all fall over from that.
Yeah,
Team Rocket run.
Look, bottled Pika juice is what Meow says. Because they've got Pikachu in one of those like
The
electricity capsules. Yeah.
Wheezing smoke screens. As they run away, Zubat blow it away. Arbok goes for a poison sting. But Supersonic makes it sting at Team Rocket. Suddenly, Brock's Zubat glows.
Ooh.
It's a Golbat. He evolves into a Golbat. Oh my god.
He did it for love. No, I don't know. Okay, so Golbat's sort of the featured Pokemon of this episode, but at the same time, we've seen a Golbat before, right?
Yeah.
I think we have, like at the Pokemon League or something.
There was one in the Pokemon League, yeah.
Yeah.
But we've never been like, hey, that's a Golbat.
Right, yeah.
Crazy.
So it's kind of it's another bat. It's got the same color palette as a Zubat, but looks quite a bit different because now it has this big Dracula mouth. It's got
and eyes,
4 teeth. Yeah, it's got eyes now. Oh, supersonic. Who needs that? I can see with light now. Isn't that convenient?
But I love this because Golbat evolves, and we're in this heated battle with Team Rocket, and then everything stops down because Ash has got to be like, wait, hold on, let me look at the Pokedex.
There's a procedure to follow here, people. I gotta dex it.
Because like all the epic music stops because we go to the Pokedex music, which is like it's like this super calm music, and it's like, okay, let's back to the battle. All right,
go back to the battle. Kicks in, the music kicks back in.
Poison Sting, Golbat wing attacks him away. Goes for Supersonic, which is so powerful it fries Anna's laptop. That's
like a supersonic.
Yeah. It makes Team Rocket let go of the big capsule. Pikachu's free, and he does that turn with the evil smile.
Yeah.
And Thunderbolts them to pieces.
Y'all about to fry, bitches. So good.
Thunderbolts them, they go blasting off again.
Jesse, I'm devastated. Meowth, I'm kind of hungry.
Wow.
So is there anything else you want to add about Golbat? I don't know if there's... pretty common Pokemon, I guess.
Yeah,
people know what he is.
Big mouth.
Viability? Not really, right?
Yeah, it's whatever.
Like you said, not till Crobat.
Crobat's
that line
pretty
gets
good.
Interesting. Okay,
yeah. But Golbat's whatever.
Man.
Golbat really feels like a middle stage. It really feels like it needs an extra little bump. So
right,
it's a good thing it got Crobat.
It's like the Pidgeotto kind of issue.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Golbat. It's whatever. That's all I can say about it. It's a Golbat.
Okay.
And so later, Anna's putting a Band-Aid on Brock's boo-boo.
Aww. She's impressed by how big his Golbat is.
That's not a euphemism.
Nope.
but she's putting the Band-Aid on. She's like, does that feel better? And he's like, yeah, that feels much better.
Please marry me. Oh.
Yeah. He's like, well, Golbat, guess we're going to have to stay behind and help Anna. And she's like, I've never seen a supersonic like that before. And he goes into the fantasy. And she's like, it's too strong. And he's like, yes, our love is too strong. And then she's like, no, Golbat, no, Brock, Golbat's too strong. The supersonic destroyed my computer. You have to leave. And his whole world shatters.
The whole world shatters. Misty's sympathetic for once. She's like, that Brock never catches a break.
Oh, no. So yeah, I can't say. They have to go. Golbat's not going to be any help here. But she's very impressed by the Golbat and how powerful it was. So that's something, I guess.
That is something.
But they say goodbye. Brock's bawling, and Ash and Misty have to drag him away, that was good. The narrator ends us off with, too bad Brock didn't get the girl, but at least he got the Golbat. Better luck next time, Brocco.
Brocco Rocco. Oh, the narrator chose strength, I see.
Yeah. Not lover.
Yeah.
And that's the episode.
So, Kellan, this trope of being, like, trapped in a maze, right? Like, suddenly being in an episode or a story, and then, like, suddenly being trapped in this maze that they got to get out of. That's actually a common trope.
That's crazy.
It's used a lot in television. Like, I remember this, like, Batman the Animated Series episode for when I was a kid where Batman's, like, trapped in a maze. I think by the Riddler. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long time. But for some reason, that episode, I've got, like, images of in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But there's cases in, let's call it literature, but just, like, popular books as well, a lot of fantasy. So I'm looking at the TV tropes page called Mobile Maze, which is like where a maze pops up. A lot of it comes from like hedge mazes is like the common trope, right? So we see that in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Like there's a big showdown
Mm.
in the
My
shrub maze.
boy! That's
There's
my
forests
boy!
in a lot of fantasy series. Even Lord of the Rings, Dollar in the Jar has like the old forest sort of moving around the characters. There's the Forest of Wayreth and the hedge maze surrounding the Silver Stair in Dragonlance, which is a Dungeons and Dragons spin-off series that I read, and I know your brother read when we were teenagers. Pretty fun stuff. House of Leaves has giant maze. There was that whole series, The Maze Runner, which I think got some movies
That's about a
around
maze? That's
characters
crazy.
trapped in a maze area.
What about
And,
Pac-Man?
oh, that's a good one. Man, Pac-Man slaps. You know what? I really liked that Pac-Man 99 game Nintendo had for a while. It was
Yeah, I
fun.
played it a bit.
Yeah, it was
It
fun.
didn't quite hit like Tetris 99 did, but
For you. Okay, I actually played Pac-Man 99 more than Tetris
oh,
99, if you can
I
believe
played
that.
maybe a couple dozen Pac-Man 99 games. I played nearly 500 Tetris 99 games until I
Hmm.
won, and then I was like, "Cool, I'm done." All right,
Oh, wow, you won. Nice. I never won in either. I got second
fucking
in
hard.
Pac-Man 99, but that was it. Yeah, so there's a bunch of other kind of pulp fantasy stuff. Warhammer 40K novels apparently use this trope quite a lot. There's several examples from there. And Wheel of Time has a giant maze at one point as well. So, yeah, pretty
Can't
common.
forget Lost Woods from Zelda.
Yeah, yeah, for video games. I mean, video games are even more full of them now
Oh
that you're
yeah,
going there.
oh
Oh,
yeah.
and I like this one from the TV Tropes page. Did you know that the Gilligan's Island pinball machine has the island's jungle represented by a turntable with multiple chutes, which kind of looks like a maze? It's actually on the page. That's incredible.
That's wild.
All right, well, let's rank this sucker.
Let's do it. Let's get this done. First category will be the world's worst detectives.
Okay. So we called out two Brock ones right at the start, were our main ones, I think. This is bad when it's storming. And I
The
think, is
door
it like the
opens.
door opens and
The
Brock goes,
door's
the door
open.
opened. So those would be
Um,
our main ones.
I mean, they were pretty convinced that there was someone being tortured, and there
True,
weren't.
true. This isn't
Um,
quite the case, but Anna asking Team Rocket if they have an appointment kind of has that energy. That was sort of funny.
yeah. Would we count Team Rocket constantly like running into doors without thinking about the booby traps?
I mean, sort of.
A
They're
little
sure
bit.
poorly detecting their way out of
Yeah.
there. But it's not quite the essence of the world's worst
No.
detective trope, right? They're not like observing something trivial, which we saw from Brock at the beginning.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think Brock might be our main one,
Yeah, that's like it.
and they're kind of funny. I mean, they got us noticing it at least, but
Yeah.
and it had similar energy to some of my favorites, but because we've seen them before, it doesn't hit quite as hard as Ash saying it's a door to the door in Blaine's lair, right? Because
Yeah.
that was just like,
A few
oh, damn, you're so right, Ash. It is a door.
Yeah, a while ago, I went back and just watched that clip because I was like, "You talk about it a lot, but I don't really remember it." And I watched it, and yeah, it's just fucking
It's
brilliant.
so funny, right?
It's a
It's a
door.
door. Yeah, top 10 anime moments.
Yeah. There's also they point out, guys, look, it's evolving. When Zubat evolves, it's like, yeah, you've seen that
Oh,
a
good one,
million
good one.
times.
Right? Oh, and
Um,
you know what? Ash kind of like dexing the Golbat
yeah.
awkwardly kind of has that energy,
What is this?
especially
I don't know
since he
what
like
this is.
pauses the battle. Okay, not bad, not bad.
Yeah, it's all
This isn't
right.
like a
It's
killer, but not bad. Not
yeah,
I'll go
4.8.
okay, I'll go 5.2.
So it's a
I like to
flat
kind of
five.
mirror your votes on the other side of the of a constant number, of a flat
Yeah.
number.
All right. And final category of the day. Ooh, it's the Team Rocket motto.
Oh, right. This is a medical one. 10. That's a 10. We said we'd give it a 10.
Yeah, we did.
We can't back out. That was lucky. Whew.
No, it's absolutely a 10.
Yeah, that was a 10. It doesn't get much better than that.
No,
Like, the only
between
other stuff they can do is have bitchin' costumes. Like,
yeah,
you remember when Jesse was dressed as Napoleon? That was so rad. Or when James is in any sort of, like, ballerina outfit.
yeah,
Like, oh, those rule. But for the pure motto, like, the written motto, like, hell yeah, 10.
Yeah, just to remind people, we have no appointment, but we've been having some trouble. So prescribe us some ointment on the double to protect us all from that chafing and itching. It might finally stop all of Jesse's complaining. To eradicate the evils of athlete's feet, maybe I can get rid of my prickly heat. Jesse James, Team Rocket's been scratching at the speed of light, so give us some salve or we'll never sleep tonight. Yeah, that's right. That's a 10. It's a 10. Yeah, clean 10. 10 for that. Overall, 7.5. Got really saved by that 10.
Sure did. We were kind of dogging on it at first, but uplifted by that brilliant performance by Team Rocket.
And that, guys, guess what? That's it for this week. Crazy.
That is it. Thank you for sticking with us this whole time. Through Pidgeys, through Zubats. It's been quite the whirlwind
through all of
an episode.
Jesse's complaining.
Yes, and Kellan's complaining.
Yes.
No, not really.
No, my bitching. We can call it bitching.
So next week, Kellan, we've got another pair, right? Are we doing a pair?
Yes, 2. We can do 2 episodes. Unless you want to do 6. We can do 6 if you want.
I think 2's fine.
I think 2's probably all right. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do 2 episodes. We'll do episode 168, 2 hits and a miss, or in Japanese, Capoeira versus Fushigudani! Hand-to-hand showdown! ! Followed by episode 169, a hot water battle, or in Japanese, the 3 of the jungle! Battle in the hot springs! !
The 3 of the jungle. Ah, so good.
The 3 of the jungle.
Whatever that means.
So join us for that Mondays.
You're right. So we've got fighting Pokemon and monkeys. It's going to be fun.
What
more do you
duo.
want? Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So join us next week for more TKAD. Those are the episodes we're covering as we dive deeper into the Johto Gen 2 episodes. Very fun stuff. So thank you for sticking with us. If you're listening on audio platforms, you'll know that that's where we are. Spotify, Apple, etc. Please engage with the episodes as you can. There's different ways to rate, leave comments, that sort of thing. There's also video versions that have screenshots from the episode on youtube.com/HydraLeech is the channel. Love seeing comments on there. Love interacting with the audience. That's a lot of fun. You can also leave us questions in the Gmail, tokilladelibird@gmail.com. And we've got a Twitter, same handle, tokilladelibird. Intro and outro music is 80 Synthwave by Alexi Action. Kellan has a TikTok. The channel is HydraLeeches. So check out that channel for some anime era goodness and a whole bunch of other wacky, fun stuff. Anything else you want to shout out about what you're doing on the channel right now?
We finished ranking Pokemon Green sprites. I'm putting out top 5 stuff. So if you have ideas for top 5 things I can talk about in Pokemon, hit me up because I can always use other ideas.
Top 5 Pokemon moms.
And then also, no, that's your list.
All right.
And then I might, this is an exclusive. I might look into, I don't know about ranking, but talking about the beta sprites from Gen 2. Because there's some really interesting stuff
fun.
In there.
Yeah.
So,
okay, and then he's also got the Twitch, do some streams every once in a while. Twitch.tv/HydraLeech.
Yeah, where at some point, thanks to the generosity of listener Clay during our Stadium minigame tournament, gave me a bunch of subs, and now I am obligated to do the stream doesn't end until I name every Pokemon from memory. So
okay, and
keep an eye out for that.
You'll announce that ahead of time on Twitter?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, sounds good.
I don't know when I'll do it, but
yeah, we've got some other kind of I don't know, stream, maybe YouTube kind of content, side content jumbling about that we'll try to get to people at some point. We'll see when that happens, but hopefully it will be fun.
Yep.
So keep an eye out for more TK goodness.
Hell yeah. Or badness if
that's what you like, or batness if you're a Zubat.